Okay, so here's basically the thing. I'm not trying to scare people. What I'm trying to do is get you aware of what's coming up in the not too distant future. Trump, the Doge team, Commissioner Dudek, they have been setting things in motion that essentially over a certain period of time will get locked in, where it'll become the new big thing, the new rule, okay? Trump's Social Security check change could affect 500,000 Americans. This is from Axios. It's only 500,000 Americans out of the 72-ish, 73-ish million that actually receive checks from the Social Security Administration. So only about 500,000 people. But then again, that's a huge number. You know what I mean? Oh, wait. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I forgot the microphone. Can you hear me okay? Hold on. I'm so sorry. There you go. All right, let's get to it. Number of Social Security recipients receiving check payments. Let's go through this. They have a cute little map here, but let's get right into this. This is from Axios. It was written by Alex Fitzpatrick. Here we go. I'm going to know him. I might know him. Hold on. All right, let's get through this. Nearly 500,000 Americans will be affected by President Trump's order that will cease Social Security payments by paper check. Why it matters. The switch risks disrupting the financial lives of some of the most vulnerable Americans at a time when Social Security is cutting back services to help them actually succeed. So let's go. Driving the news. The federal government must stop issuing paper checks by September 30th. In favor of direct deposit, prepaid cards, direct express, or other digital payment options per an order Trump signed yesterday. So this is breaking news. It's like, wow, right there. So bottom line is September, and wait, hold on, when was this produced? Let me see what this article was produced. They don't have it on here. 2 hours ago, blah, blah, blah. It's probably today. Bottom line is Trump signed something, could have been yesterday, could have been today, which said no more paper checks. As of September, you have to switch over. So, just a heads up, those are the people who are no longer going to be getting traditional paper checks. They're going to have to opt into receiving it as a direct deposit or direct express or whatever. So just be aware of that. That's what's going on. Okay, cool. Next thing. The move is part of a broader White House effort against what is considered government waste, fraud, and abuse. They're also tired of having to pay for all of that USPS money. The order includes language allowing the limited exceptions included for people without bank accounts. So if you live in Tennessee, or dare I say Kentucky, or dare I say Mississippi, Louisiana, or dare I say the center of Maine, parts of North Dakota, you may, if you don't have a bank account, be able to still get your paper checks. However, the grand majority of you will not have that option. By the numbers, nearly 456,000 Americans are still receiving paper Social Security checks as of March per Social Security Administration. That's about 0.7% of the approximately 68.2 million total recipients. What they're saying, you know what's weird is that all these different places like have a different number of recipients. Has anybody just been a little weirded out by that? Like some of the official government documentation shows 71, 72, almost 73. This place is saying, 68.2 million recipients. Isn't it weird that we don't have like a really good lock on exactly how many people are actually getting these checks? It's just something that bothers me. It's always bothered me. I've been doing videos for a long time. They've never really had like a lock on how many people were actually getting a check. What they're saying, the continued use of paper-based payments imposes unnecessary costs, delays, and risks of fraud, lost payments, theft, and inefficiencies per Trump's order. Quote, maintaining the physical infrastructure and specializing technology for digitizing paper records cost the American taxpayer over $657 million in fiscal year 2024 alone. So a little bit over $500 million in essentially problems related to this. Now, you want my opinion? This is a step towards digitizing everybody in the direction of everybody being on a digital dollar. That's the step. When they can control the currency as a digital dollar, that's going to protect them from a lot of potential ups and downs of the currency. Although they'll find a way to screw it up. I guarantee it. All right, here we go. Between the lines, Social Security recipients are by definition on the older side. Well, yeah, because of retirement, but because there's more retired people than any other program. But there's a lot of disabled, spousal, disabled children, disabled adult children. They're the people who are like, receiving benefits because they were disabled between 18 and 22. Then they keep getting those. There's a lot of those. You know what I mean? Hey, all right. There's auxiliary benefits. for young kids related to those individuals who might be survivors, all right. Particularly those who have long been able to switch to direct deposit but have not done so. The Social Security Administration is simultaneously rushing to cut phone services at the White House's request, Axios' Emily Peck reports. But over the phone help is exactly the kind of assistance many affected recipients may need before September's deadline. All right, look. It looks like to me, and remember, I'm an independent. I'm an indie. I'm in the middle guy. I'm the right there. It looks like to me, out of the left and the right, boop, right. I'm in the middle, right? Okay. It looks like to me they are working on creating a system at the Social Security Administration that is hyper efficient, or as I like to call it in their version, a real bitch to try and actually deal with the SSA. Because think about it, right? They've got to get it to the point where you can call the SSA within 5 minutes, you can speak with somebody, or they have artificial intelligence over a 10-minute period, answering your questions, accessing your data, delivering info, etc. Can they do that? I don't know. They got Frank Bisignano. He's coming in soon. He's got the background of it. He does not seem highly energetic. When I watched his, congressional review from the senators, I was like, man, I don't know. This guy seems a little bit like dead on the vine. He seems like he's not really, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe he didn't want to throttle it up, full tilt it. You know what I mean? But dude, that guy seemed tired. The guy seemed like, I don't know. He seemed like there was some fire, some spitfire, some little embers, something. Anyways, point is this. I believe this is all pushing us more towards the digital dollar. I believe this is all potentially pushing us more towards that privatization ideology, getting people all using the online system. Yeah, they'll save money because we're not using USPS to send checks. Yeah, it'll get us away from fraud, similar fault, etc. Yeah, it'll get us away from having to print all these things. Yeah, absolutely. But let's be fair. Here's what's going to happen. The American people, to some degree, they are evolving, right, into using phones, computers, tablets, websites. And what's going to happen is these things right here and all the authorization codes that will authenticate you, that's becoming very popular with the government. I believe in the not too distant future, they are replacing the idea of social security numbers with phone-based, tablet-based authentication systems, where this will be your digital DNA. And this will represent you and your access to the benefits that you've paid into for most of your life. That's where they're going, because that's what they're doing in the VA right now. The VA is getting set up where everything's authentication through this program or that program. You can't access unless you have this or that linked up to it. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like. Some are a little stingy with the likes. A little like here and there doesn't hurt. A little like and subscribe. Also, please head over to Google. Type in Disability Resolution Law Firm or Disability Resolution Florida. Throw some stars up there if you want. I love waking up to see those, but you get to choose how many. Also, with that said, I will catch you a little bit later. But please remember on Mondays and Thursdays, tomorrow's Thursday, Mondays and Thursdays I go live to answer questions for free. And then also, please remember, if you need me to figure something out for you, there is a mini contract below for me you can basically get a private session, 1 hour, you log into it, boop, you go ahead and do the contract, and then you're set up, you get my lunch hour, and I figure out how to fix the problem that you're having. I will catch you a little bit later. You have an absolutely wonderful day, Attorney Walter Hnot, and we will go from there, and I will catch you tomorrow for the big live session where everybody gets to really hammer me with fun, difficult, and sometimes just, where did that come from questions. I'll catch you later. Attorney Walter Hnot, the most viewed, subscribed to, and clicked on Disability Attorney in America. You have fun. Catch up soon. Thanks so much, everybody. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.